And we're going to go ahead and go Klara here. Klara is going to allow us to get back our Galarian Moltres. We're going to get access to our Inteleon that we discarded earlier, because you can collect things throughout the discard pile. Let's grab back those two. Let's grab back a couple Darkness Energies. Let's use Training Court, get back another Darkness Energy. So this way we could fully power up our Galarian Moltres with Malevolent Charge. Let's build up these energies. We have our third energy for our turn. We go ahead and retreat here, and we can attack with our Galarian Moltres using Fiery Wrath for an attack. We also could have attacked with the Hoopa. That might have been a little bit better. But if our opponent does not find a way to knock out this Galarian Moltres, we're big chillin', and we have a Klara for next turn. You are now watching Zach Lesage, the best place to learn about competitive Pokemon TCG. Let's get it! Yo, what's poppin' peeps? Welcome back to the channel. Zach Lesage here. Today we're going to be going over Galarian Weezing. Now this deck absolutely hopped into the top 5 best decks this past week. So wow, how did it get there? Why is it there? That's what we're going to be going over in this video, explaining the deck list, showing you some gameplay, and really showing you what this deck can do. The list is going to be in the description. You can copy and paste that right into PTCGO. If you are missing any cards for this deck, you can go to PTCGOstore.com, plug in code ZLesage5 to save 5% on your order. That discount code's also in the description. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the video, and let's jump into this list. Galarian Weezing focuses on using its ability Neutralizing Gas. So it reads, as long as this Pokemon's in your active spot, your opponent's Pokemon in play have no abilities except for Neutralizing Gas. So that means that there's not going to be any Drizziles with Shady Dealings, there's not going to be any Houndoom with Single Strike Roar. There's really not much going on if Galarian Weezing's chilling in the active. You want to just use Severe Poison your opponent with a 4 times poison, and then you want to like kind of chip damage, or maybe use Hoopa, sacrifice a few Galarian Weezings, then build up a Galarian Moltres with Fiery Wrath for the late game. So this deck is very similar to the Hoopa Galarian Moltres Tapu Koko deck that Ross Cawthon's been playing, but this version's been played by Thomas Harvey to much success. Other players have picked up on that success, and here we are covering it on the channel. A deck that I didn't necessarily think we were going to cover, but the goal, kind of chill with the Weezing if you need to be using Weezing, attack with little attackers like Hoopa, using Tapu Koko as a free pivot. Geez, you can tell that sometimes it's hard to say words, but you don't need to be saying a lot when you're using Neutralizing Gas. You just want to be killing it with Galarian Moltres at the late game, using Klara throughout the game to make sure that everything's kind of staying afloat. So otherwise, that's really what we got going on with this deck. We got the Shady Dealings and Quick Shooting to make sure that everything else happens. We are going to be jumping into some gameplay, so let's check out to see exactly how that goes and how this deck can perform against some of the top decks in this metagame. So we're going to be playing a game against my pal Ben. They're playing Mew VMAX at my request, and I'm going to be playing the Galarian Weezing deck. I'm going to start off here with the Koffing, and this does allow us to go Ascension relatively early in the game, literally on our first turn. So that's really cool. We don't want to put the Sobble down because our opponent might play Escape Rope. The reason why we are playing against Mew VMAX is because Mew VMAX is largely the most successful deck in our standard format. This is really the deck that we're trying to beat when it comes down to it. Like, there's a reason why we see decks like Galarian Weezing try to crawl out of the metagame and stuff like that. Fingers crossed for Ben that they do get a Chromatic Heads. No! Alright, this might be the perfect opportunity for us to lock our opponent. So we're going to start off by Sobble at some point, but let's go Quick Ball away. I think a Marnie is probably acceptable, or maybe even taking away an Inteleon might be acceptable because they have Fusion Strike energy in their deck. We probably want to set up another Koffing if we get the opportunity to do so, or another Sobble. So let's go ahead, grab Sobble just in case Ben is trying to attack through our Pokemon. We will see the energies. I mean, there's Sobble. We don't have any Crobats to draw cards, otherwise we might just try to do something like that. But we are going to go for the Marnie in hopes that we are able to get an energy to use Ascension. And we did miss the Ascension, which is going to be a little bit difficult. So we are going to go Quick Ball away the Quick Shooting Inteleon for another Koffing. So even though we don't necessarily get out the turn 1 Ascension or anything else like that, we are going to have access to giving up our opponent a few prize cards. And that's really where like this deck has those two measures. Eventually we want to get out a Professor's Research next turn maybe, or get a Koko down on our field, and then build up that baby Moltres for a late game attack that's really going to be able to demolish their Mew VMAX. They might not be able to get everything off turn 1 or on their second turn, so we're kind of chilling here when it comes down to it. There's our Fusion Strike system. Again, fingers crossed they don't get too much going out here, and then we could still get off a normal Ascension lock. So there's an energy mix. We're kind of chilling again, and it's okay if we give up some prize cards in the mix, because that's really what our deck's designed to do. So let's see how this turn fares out a little bit better. We have some stuff going on here. Level Ball, certainly not disappointed by it. We can go ahead here and just grab another Koffing in case anything happens. Or you know what, let's grab another Sobble since we're evolving both of our Sobbles. That sounds way better than what we have going on here. So let's go Drizzile there. Let's go ahead, evolve this Drizzile. And we want to go ahead and grab a Professor's Research. That's definitely step 1. I don't know if there's really much for step 2 beyond just using this other Drizzile. So let's use Drizzile here. And yes, we're going to go ahead and grab, I think an Energy with Energy Search sounds pretty cool. I don't know if there's really too much else that we want to be doing. Like if we grabbed a Quick Ball, we'd just probably be discarding something. If we grabbed Evolution Incense, we could just go ahead and get Ascension going off. So yeah, we're going to grab the Energy Search, and that's really going to start the training court going on here. So let's go Energy Search, search our deck for an Energy. And I'm attaching it to the Koffing, and let's pitch this hand away. I mean, we always could have just pitched it away with Training Court and grabbed it back. That might have been the absolute play, but we'll see how it ends up working out here. We're going to go Quick Ball here, grabbing out a Tapu Koko so we have access to our free retreats. So this is really the pivot that we're going to keep on sending Pokemon up and maybe attacking with Hoopa, or just sending up after a knockout, because we're assuming our opponent's going to take some knockouts. Let's get our energy back so that we're chilling on him. And let's go ahead and go for Ascension. So Ascension's going to allow us to stop our opponent's Fusion Strike system. That's really going to allow us to make something happen out of this game. So let's go Ascension, lock our opponent's abilities, and we're big chilling with the Galarian Weezing. Let's see what our opponent's going to do on their turn. So they might be able to get out quite a few basic Pokemon or attack us or maybe knock out things like Sobble. Again, we are still big chillin'. Even if they just hit us for 70, we could go ahead and poison. We could go ahead and hit with Hoopa. We don't need too much to really slow our opponent down. Now, they were able to go Boss's Orders, which means that this ability is not active while it's on the bench. And that's something we got to consider when we're playing this deck. When Weezing's not active, it's chilling on the bench. So it's, yeah, our opponent full access to abilities, but that's fine. It doesn't matter which Pokemon our opponent knocks out. Sure, the Sobble being there hurts a little bit, but we'll have to see how it plays out for us. Again, Ben's using all these resources and stuff like that. We'll have to see how it works out for us. And yeah, there's Psychic Leap, awesome. Let's go Tapu Koko active, again, free retreat, awesome. And we're probably just going to, again, build up energy in play. Really not much that we're looking for here. I think I'm going to go Scoop Up Net onto one of these Drizziles. Since we still have access to Scoop Up Net, I have no problem putting down a Hoopa. Just so we have access to Hoopa, I'm going to attach an energy to Hoopa. We have all of our energies, all that kind of stuff. We want to keep a Scoop Up Net because this Pokemon does have 3 retreat costs. And let's play Marnie in case that Ben was holding on to anything that would get around the Weezing for next turn. So we do have access to an Inteleon that we could use to evolve. We have access to a lot of things. And yeah, we're going to keep it like this. We don't want to play that to prematurely get a Galarian Weezing or anything like that. Let's just go ahead, send this up. Our opponent, again, fully locked from neutralizing gas, and we're going to go ahead and go severe poison. So, again, I do want to iterate that our strategy does involve a lot of our opponents getting locked with this ability, us really getting extra turns with neutralizing gas. That allows us to eventually get out a Galarian Moltres and setting up there. So they're going to go ahead, switch, get all that stuff out. They might be able to attack us. For 130. Okay, it looks like they're gonna take some more prize cards, or I'm not sure why they didn't bring up the Sobble. Maybe they're trying to go for Max Miracle or something like that. So there's their Mew VMAX. Our goal is to eventually knock out 2 Mew VMAXs or anything else like that. So maybe attacking with Galarian Moltres for our last 3 prize cards. So we'll see how it plays out. Right now, you need to have 3 prize cards taken by your opponent to attack with the Galarian Moltres effectively, because that does 50, 50, 50, plus the 20 base damage, 170, 170 times 2, due to weakness, 340. So we still need to sacrifice one more thing, and again, we are getting those energies in our discard pile. We're basically playing the Pokemon collector game to get those things in our discard pile. So you do want to keep that in mind as we're kind of going through the motions here. So there's Melodious Echo. That's cool too. We're going to set up Tapu Koko. Again, I think that seems like a good strategy. We don't really have another way to knock out our opponent's Pokemon, but we are like relatively close to making this all happen. So let's go ahead here and go for another Sobble just in case they knock out our other one. We do want to have access to Evolution Incense, all that great stuff. We do have access to a couple energies, and the other good thing about Mew is they can't change the way our hand goes. So we can have Sobble here, and we can just drop down whatever we want from our opponent. Again, maybe just slowing them down with the Galarian Weezing sounds like a good plan. So let's go ahead, retreat here, and let's go for Severe Poison. So they're going to take some damage counters. Damage counters don't really matter, but again, we want to be sacrificing Pokemon, and this is really just a Pokemon that we want to sacrifice off our field due to its large retreat cost, and the Galarian Weezing is much less notable at this point. Next turn, our goal is to go Evolution Incense for a Drizzile, grabbing out a Quick Ball, ripping those 2 energies, and maybe playing Klara, or maybe grabbing a Professor's Research. Cards like that, we'll have to see what works out well for us. We want to make sure that we're able to use Malevolent Charge and then Fiery Wrath against our opponent's Mew VMAX. So you can see the Galarian Weezing has done like a decent job at slowing down our opponent. They're not really using these abilities anymore. So late game, it might give you a little bit of time if you need to use boss's orders to stall your opponent for a turn, or just kind of stop them in their tracks. Really not hurting us by any means, and it's just another sacrificial Pokemon. So this might be the better version of Baby Moltres or anything else like that. They could go ahead and attack with Meloetta at some point, which might be difficult for us to deal with. So boss's orders might be on the horizon. Now that our opponent has drawn 3 prize cards, we are going to go forward with that Galarian Moltres strategy. So let's send up this because it has free retreat. And we do have Galarian Moltres there, which is awesome. So let's go ahead, evolve Inteleon. I think the cards that we want to be grabbing are a Training Court, and we want to be grabbing access to maybe Professor's Research is the wave here. I think that might just be better, so that we have a full hand and everything else like that. So we will be able to get off the Malevolent Charge, fully powering up our Galarian Moltres. This is a huge turn for us. So let's go. Training Court goes down here because we don't want to have any adverse effects from the Old Cemetery if possible. Let's go ahead and go for Galarian Moltres, rip these energies onto that Pokemon. We're going to grab another energy back so that we're able to fully power up the Galarian Moltres. We could go for Professor's Research, but I do think it's a good idea to have access to Galarian Weezing first, or maybe we even want to have access to Drizzile. Drizzile might be a little bit better. Let's just go for Galarian Weezing. We actually could have held on to the Evolution Incense, but right now, again, I think that it might be better depending on what Ben might throw at us. So we're going to evolve there just in case, and we're going to go Professor's Research, try to get a better hand here. So you can see we have access to the Klara, we have access to everything to make sure that everything works. Klara is going to allow us, if this Pokemon gets knocked out, we can get our energies back. Basically, we're big chilling with everything that we have in our hand. Let's go ahead, retreat. We're going to go ahead and use Fiery Wrath for a lot of damage. 170 times 2, 340, knocking at a Mew VMAX with the Galarian Moltres deck. So there's the 3 prize cards, and again, like, Mew decks don't play Marnie, they don't play Judge. We're more or less chilling with these cards in our hand. So let's chill with it, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where we'll see how it goes for Ben this turn. If they attack with the Mew VMAX, we're just ready to go back to back with the Galarian Moltres. And I mean, maybe based off what they have with Ellis' Sparkles, they might not have access to the Fusion Strike energy. There's the other Fusion Strike energy. They might be trying to go Power Tablet, access to Psychic Leap. They might be Psychic Leap in this Mew VMAX. So far they're doing 130. 130 is enough to knock us out. But we can go ahead and go Klara and get fully powered up again with Galarian Moltres. So even if they go Psychic Leap into a Meloetta, we're still big chillin'. So there's a Psychic Leap. I'm assuming they're fully putting it under the deck and then feeding us the access to the Meloetta. Yeah. So let's go Tapu Koko here, and again, we're chilling with our strategy here. So our opponent just knocked us out, and we're gonna go ahead and go Klara here. Klara is gonna allow us to get back our Galarian Moltres. We're gonna get access to our Inteleon that we discarded earlier, because you can collect things throughout the discard pile. Let's grab back those two. Let's grab back a couple Darkness energies. Let's use Training Court, get back another Darkness energy. So this way we could fully power up our Galarian Moltres with Malevolent Charge. Let's build up these energies. We have our third energy for our turn. We go ahead and retreat here, and we can attack with our Galarian Moltres using Fiery Wrath for an attack. We also could have attacked with the Hoopa. That might have been a little bit better. But if our opponent does not find a way to knock out this Galarian Moltres, we're big chillin', and we have a Klara for next turn. So there's another knockout. I mean, again, we're big chillin'. Meloetta, yeah, I think the Hoopa might have been a little bit better, but Hoopa might have got stuck in the active. I'm totally cool with our opponent just like knocking out the Galarian Moltres and seeing how it goes. They might go for the Meloetta play again, and they might be running out of energies. Like, that's really the big thing that we have going for us, is that they might be running out of energy. So now that they have no single prize card Pokemon on their bench, I think we're pretty good to just take this dub, because whichever Pokemon they send up, they're going to get the full effect of Fiery Wrath, which is going to be 5 prize cards taken from their side, 270 damage to any Pokemon that's not weak to Darkness, and we're going to be doing 540 damage to either their Mew VMAX or their Mew V. So I think we have this game absolutely on lock, making it kind of an impossible matchup for Mew VMAX to hit. We really didn't have the greatest start, and they were able to get around the Galarian Weezing earlier on in the game, but it's only one of those things where we're able to fully go Klara, Training Court, and we have it natural in our hand again because our opponent does not play Marnie. So let's go ahead. Well played. Let's go Klara. Let's get back a couple of our Galarian Moltres here. So you can see we have Galarian Moltres. We have access to another Inteleon if we want to use them. Let's get back a couple of our energies. We can then go ahead, go Training Court. Training Court, getting back that third energy. So you can see we attack back to back to back. Galarian Moltres, no worries at all. 2 energies there. Let's attach the third energy. And let's go ahead and retreat into the Galarian Moltres using Fiery Wrath for so much damage. This Mew is absolutely toast. We take those. And that's what we got going on for this video today, peeps. Hopefully you enjoyed learning a little bit more about this deck. Galarian Weezing might be able to shut your opponent down, but remember, it's just a pawn in this chess game of a deck, because you're looking to sacrifice a few Pokemon, build up those Galarian Moltres for the late game. In other matchups that don't play Fusion Strike energy, you might want to be using Quick Shooting Inteleon. Keep that in mind to get those extra damage pings, because 270 damage only takes you so far against Pokemon VMAX. Now, a few players might be wondering, what's my take on the list that plays Sobble IV? I actually was the official caster for the GG Tour Chill TCG event, where I saw David Hendrickson able to win the whole thing with the Sobble IV in their Galarian Moltres deck. It did nothing out of the games that I observed. They played against Single Strike, they played against Mew. I think that the deck revolves a little bit better around being a single prize card deck. So I personally like this Galarian Weezing version the most if you are going to be playing it. This deck does struggle against Rapid Strike Urshifu and does struggle against Jolteon VMAX, but it does hold its own against most of the rest of the metagame. There are other decks that have a better chance against it than Mew, but really the reason why I showed one game today is because it's really the matchup that you want to be seeing. Mew VMAX is the deck that you're trying to beat with this deck. And of course, there's other decks that play Shady Dealings, Drizziles and Inteleon, or Houndoom with Single Strike Roar and other random abilities. So keep that in mind, that Galarian Weezing can shut those decks off and randomly will take dubs. There's a certain randomness with Poisonous Gas or Neutralizing Gas, and really just shutting your opponent's deck down can cause you to win some games, giving you enough turns to build up those gigantic hand sizes where it works. Overall, I think this deck's pretty cool. Do I think it's going to continuously stay within the top 5? Only time will tell, but this video really shows you what the deck can do. If you like this video, by all means give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more future Pokemon content. Peace out and have a great day. I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It means the world to me. And my goal with this channel is to spread my love of the game and knowledge with our entire Pokemon TCG community. If you haven't already, help signal boost this video to other Pokemon TCG fans by liking it, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Hopefully we reach our goals really soon. Check out this recommended video, and have yourself a great day. Thanks.